So we look at leadership development, we look at entrepreneurial skills. We specifically look at women leader development. Now that's been a big focus in Middle East, and with a lot of local families where women who've not been at the forefront of the business, they have now come quite actively participating in the business.
They wanted to grow to be an aspirant of a worldwide as well as a leading entity and pretty much into the lines of or even above the big four.
Right from incorporating a company, then auditing, and then if they want to do a mergers and acquisition, you can help them with mergers and acquisition.
So one of the things is generally professionals from India think that compliance in UAE is easier.
So Giri sir, it was really nice meeting you and talking to you. When Venkatesh sir was bringing me around this office, so I wanted to ask you something. What exactly got you into MCA, and how do you see it growing from here?
Right. So basically, I'm a chartered accountant, right? So I think generally chartered accountants, their inner urge is to practice. Okay. But most of the chartered accountants, when you talk about practice, there is always a 3 to 4 year gestation. Okay, so possibly, it requires a lot of courage for you to do that. So I didn't have the courage for almost, you can say about 25 years, right? So I basically went on the employment journey as such, right? Then maybe fate or whatever, there was an opportunity which came about, okay, after spending about 25 years in the corporate life, right, where effectively I, got a chance in terms of moving into the practice sphere, right, and basically at that stage the founders like Venkatesh and Anumant were known, and that's how we started interacting. And subsequently once VAT came in, that's where basically I took a lead and established the VAT practice for MCA as such. So that's how the journey started with MCA, and this was like now it's almost 8 years.
You are an expert in your compliance area. I've heard about that. So can you tell me, how different is the compliance over here in Dubai when compared to back in India, or can you draw parallels for me?
So one of the things is generally professionals from India think that compliance in UAE is easier, right? Which is true to a fact that yes, we don't have the complications as far as the legislation is concerned. Okay, what is different here is in terms of understanding the businesses out here, right? Like I was referring earlier, we have got 50 plus free zones.
Correct.
Okay, we have a designated zone, we have a free zone, and then we have the mainland, right? So when we talk about compliances, again, primarily these are the nuances that, somebody needs to experience and, kind of put them into practice, okay? Now, one possibly advantage that we have is that we have worked on the other side of the fence, okay? Otherwise, when you look at it from a practitioner perspective, yes, it is just looking at the law and, kind of telling the law is saying this, right? What we are bringing to the table is also the practical experience of executing some things. So we are able to blend the two. So I think that brings the value to the client as such.
That's nice. That's nice. So if someone had to keep in mind one particular compliance that, if they're setting up a business over here, just like one quick tidbit, what would your 2 cents be?
So primarily now here you have both the direct and the indirect element of compliances as such, right? So what people need to watch out for is that when you talk about it, if you're establishing the entity, within 3 months you are expected to register for corporate tax. Okay, it's irrespective of whether you do business, whether your turnover is above the limits or anything. The first thing is that within 3 months you are expected to register for corporate tax. The other element is that where you talk about you reach a certain threshold of turnover, you're mandatorily expected to register for VAT. What we have seen is that these are the 2 areas where effectively people have not kept up, and here the penalties are FT. Okay, so that is where, for some, especially for small businesses, you say that the penalty is 10,000 dirhams, right? So that's a lot of money.
Correct.
So basically that's something that, guys have to be aware of, that, there are certain compliances, even if you don't reach. So I've heard this quite frequently. My turnover is very low. So these things, but there are certain compliances which are expected irrespective of your turnover.
Thank you so much, sir, for this conversation. It was lovely meeting you, and thank you for the small tidbit also for our viewers.
Thank you. It's all my pleasure.
Thank you. So, Sneha, it was lovely meeting you earlier. Tell me something about yourself and how you joined MCA as a company.
Okay, to just give a brief background about me, it was in 2014 I joined this organization. So when I stepped in, I don't know what to do because it's a CA firm, and
Correct.
my background was marketing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I was a marketing student. So over this 10 years, it was an incredible journey with MCA where I've seen the organization grow and I have grown with it.
Correct.
So joining as, handling all the administration tasks from the day I joined and the day to day sitting with you as a director of two verticals where I handle here. One is corporate service and HR.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a learning phase, a lot of challenges, but definitely MCA, we always, not only me, all employees, we believe it as an institution where it has given n number of opportunities for us to grow.
That's nice. As of date, how many employees are there on?
We have around 150 employees.
150 employees. And
yeah.
how do you all manage these 150 employees?
Again, as an audit and consulting firm, you don't find many employees, sitting over
correct,
here.
seated in
Yeah.
a particular office.
Yeah, we have consultants working outside and few main verticals like audit, taxation, corporate service. They sit over here and they work.
With different branches also, it's quite an easy task to manage?
Yes, it's always easy.
That's nice, that's nice. And how do you see the firm growing as an HR professional over here, the director of HR?
Yeah, as a HR director at MCA, we strongly believe that our people are our assets. So
Okay.
we focus on creating a positive and inclusive working environment where every employee is valued and empowered.
Oh, okay.
So that's how, being in HR for last 4 years now, that's how we.
Thank you so much for that, Sneha. It was lovely talking to you, and I can only hope that MCA keeps growing.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you.
So, Neerav sir, it was really nice meeting you. I just want to have like a quick conversation with you and understand how your journey has been like in MCA. When did you join them? What your expertise is? So tell me all about it.
Obviously, I would say that the journey with MCA has been wonderful. I have joined them almost 2 years back. I finished 2 years. And I'm taking care of taxation, UAE taxation here. So we help clients in terms of compliance. So the corporate tax law has been recently introduced. So that came with a couple of challenges. People are not aware, not ready for it.
Correct.
So this 2 year journey in terms of that, so I have a good amount of experience dealing with Indian taxation, which is a complex jurisdiction. So I bring that expertise here. I was able to deliver the client see value in whatever we deliver. So the major role was helping client to navigate the UAE. Obviously, we help for the VAT, but it's almost streamlined.
Yeah.
So majorly, it was like to see that the satisfaction from the client that they were able to understand the law, implement the law. Plus, when the new law comes in, lots of challenges comes in. So also
Definitely.
the tax planning opportunities or tax efficiencies
Correct.
can be built in if you are ready prior to its implication.
Yeah.
So that was something which we did continuously after I joined. I think just in a week's time, law was announced.
Oh, okay. So you've been on your toes ever since then.
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually that has given me also lots of opportunities. We did lots of physical events with the client,
Okay.
with many free zones.
So you all conduct like physical events,
Yes.
and then you request all your clients and all
Yes.
of it to come over there.
They
That's
come,
great.
we did that also. We did couple of events, webinars also. We did seminars with many you can see associations. We did seminars with the free zones.
Oh, okay.
Where
I rarely see CA firms do like webinars and like give free consulting and events and at events and all of it.
Yes.
So it's a great thing that MCA is doing.
Yes. So as MCA, we believe in creating values for the client, and also we wanted to do it for the purpose of creating an awareness.
Correct.
So even today we do many of the events, but we don't charge anybody for those services and all. So we want to create awareness first.
Correct.
Awareness about the law, their implications, so that the businesses can remain compliant. That's what the agenda at MCA we drive.
That's nice. That's nice. Thank you so much for this conversation, sir. It was lovely talking to you.
Thank you. It was nice talking to you also.
So, Vishwesh, it was really nice meeting you earlier. Tell me how you joined the firm at MCA.
All right. So I was part of EY, which was my previous organization, and I had worked with EY for quite some time. But with EY, I could not move into other aspects of audit. So
Correct.
at MCA, we take care of the client servicing from end to end. But
Yeah.
in EY, we could only do one part of it because there's a specialization that is involved.
Correct.
And I found this role in MCA as an audit manager. I joined here last year. So I'm able to handle end to end and
Audits.
provide services to the clients end to end. I can understand the Dubai market better.
Okay.
This is something that I really wanted to do.
That's
So
nice.
that's how I got into MCA.
So, what type of end-to-end services do you all provide to a client?
Okay, so I take care of the audit part.
Okay.
As you might know, MCA has around 17 verticals.
Correct.
So anything and everything under finance
Okay.
is something that we can do.
Yeah.
Right from incorporating a company, taking care of its accounting, then auditing, and then if they want to do a mergers and acquisition, you can help them with mergers and acquisition.
Correct.
And of course, then comes the tax part as well.
Yeah.
And right from even to the liquidation, we take care of the.
Correct. So, how different is audit for a company in India when compared to audit for a company in UAE?
Technically speaking, it's not much of a difference.
Okay, fine.
In India, you have Ind AS,
Yeah.
and here we refer to IFRS.
Correct.
Apart from that, the auditing procedures are quite similar
In
to-
nature. Okay.
Correct. In India and in Dubai.
Yeah.
But there are few technical aspects. I don't want to get into the details. Like, India has specific laws like PF, ESI, which
Correct.
is not applicable here.
Over here.
There's a different labor law that applies to UAE, which is being adhered to.
Oh, okay. So fine. So it's just like very, it's like similar domains, but just under a different federal law, maybe.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
right.
That's nice. Thank you so much for this conversation. It was lovely chatting with you over here.
Nice meeting you.
So, Jamna ma'am, you lead the HR vertical over here at MCA. It's very rare to see that a CA firm provides HR services too. So, give me a glimpse into what is that like.
It's quite interesting to offer these services, especially in a place like Middle East, because one of the special features here in Middle East is they have not been growing talent, but they have been buying talent. That's a difference which you see as compared to other countries in Asia or Europe where talent is grown and developed. Here, traditionally talent has been bought. So one leaves, another you buy. So what I wanted to say is that HR function has not been at its best.
Okay.
Because talent is bought, no, they don't have to worry about leadership development. They don't have to worry about performance management,
yeah.
talent management and all that. They just go and say, yaar, kaam karo.
Correct.
So HR is heavily focused on getting the visas done and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So now the next generation has taken over
Correct.
of the same businesses, whether you look at apparel or Landmark or anyone, the next generation is taking over.
Correct.
So they are now they want to have modern HR services. They want to have updated HR services, and they want to look at human resource management, not personal management.
Correct.
Not managing employees, but managing talents.
Yeah.
So that is the space where I come in,
Correct.
where MCA comes in to bridge this gap between what they want to do, but they don't have enough talent or the capability to do it. So we step in, starting from designing an organization. So typically this is where we come in, where we support organizations in designing the structure, building the competencies, designing each role, and also telling them how how the jobs can be evaluated.
Correct.
How do they structure the jobs? What kind of gradation? What salary benchmarks? How do I build capability? How do I develop talent?
Yeah.
Sometimes there are organizations which want just basic, like, how do I define policies? How do I manage people management to make sure that I comply with the local legislation and laws. So we do that, as well as the stuff on competency. How do I build competencies in an organization? It could be functional, it could be leadership. So what should be the competencies for a organization, and how do we build it? And if you build the competencies, then how are you going to train them? How do you measure it? So there are all these multiple. We also have a detailed academy, MCA Academy.
What's
that? This is a training academy. It's a registered training academy, and we offer courses under 5 verticals. So we look at leadership development, we look at entrepreneurial skills. We specifically look at women leader development. Now that's been a big focus in Middle East, and with a lot of local families where women who've not been at the forefront of the business, they have now come quite actively participating in the business.
That's nice.
Now, how do we help them navigate the
basic
business world? As well as also support men in managing a different kind of a workforce which has come in.
Correct.
So we offer that. And of course, functional skills. It could be a finance academy within, or a supply chain academy, HR academy, project management. There are lots of functional skills. And the last one is ESG and sustainability. So these are the 5 wings we provide.
That's nice.
And we offer a lot of programs under there.
Yeah, it's quite unique to see a CA firm or like a basic financial firm doing all of this too. So it quite literally is end-to-end management and advisory services which you all provide.
I think this is part of the vision of the partners.
Correct.
When I think they planned 3-4 years back how they want this firm to be in future. This was part of the plan.
Okay.
So it's just that I happened to be there at that time. So it fitted in well. But this is something the partners have been planning, and it is part of their long-term plan to have different verticals.
That's nice. Thank you so much for this conversation, ma'am. It was lovely talking to you.
Lovely talking to you.
Hello, Ashok sir. It was lovely meeting you earlier. Can you tell me more about the vertical that you lead?
Hi, my name is Ashok Srinivasan. So I am one of the partners in MCA. I have been here for around 7.5 years. Previously I was in the industry, and now I am heading the accounts and CFO services. See, basically what we are doing is we are catering to the accounting needs of the clients. Some of the clients, they are very small, or even they concentrate only on the business and other things. So they want to outsource the accounting function. Wherein, see, the advantage is they did not get any visa or something, they did not employ anything. So what we are doing is we have multiple options. Either we visit the client's place, or clients usually send the data here, wherein we used to collate the data, we construct the accounts in our software or in the client's preferred software, and every month we used to give the report based on the requirements of the client. Apart from that, the part-time CFO services and full-time CFO services are there. So wherein part-time CFO is once in a week or twice in a week, like that. Full-time is we outsource our resource fully to the clients. So he will be in the client's place permanently. And other functions are like accounting review and other things. See, nowadays tax is in force in UAE. So everybody wants to safeguard their position and other thing, and they want to ensure that the accounts are correct before the auditor comes into place and they check the books of accounts. So
it's like a pre-audit review.
Yes. So we give monthly review report and other things. So these are all the major functions which we are doing.
That's nice. So I like this pre-monthly or the monthly review report which you'll do. It's not very common which CA firms or do across
Yeah,
UAE.
yes,
It's nice that you're doing that so
Yes.
that the audit process just becomes seamless.
yes. And moreover, our exposure more in Dubai, but we have branches in Abu Dhabi, you know that.
Correct.
And of course, we are doing accounting for Saudi companies also, Saudi
Yeah.
Oman companies also. And see, nowadays physical presence is not compulsory or something like
Yeah.
that. So you can do online, everything online is coming.
Correct.
And we get data online only, and we are updating that. So our presence is also required, not required in the client's place also.
That's nice.
So it is easy to coordinate with the clients and all this. We create a shared drive wherein they are collating all the
So it's
data from
all
that.
digital. Yeah. That's nice to know, sir. It
Yeah,
was lovely learning about your vertical and understanding how you lead it.
Yes.
So thank you so much for this conversation. Lovely meeting
Thanks a
you,
lot.
sir.
Thanks a lot, Gina.
Thank you. Hello, Kansa. It was nice getting introduced to you earlier. So tell me, how did you join MCA as a partner?
Hi Gina, welcome. Basically, my relationship with MCA been quite long time. We've been associated in terms of a lot of advisory on a perspective relating to the initial years of MCA on its growth path, and also my friendship with our managing partner, Mr. Venkatesh.
Correct.
So I've been kind of very specific in the niche market in Saudi and in the Gulf region for many years. Basically, I'm a background with a chartered accountant and a CPA and a lawyer. And the synergy of MCA wanted to grow to an aspirant of a worldwide as well as a leading entity, and pretty much into the lines of or even above the big four. So a lot of us who had the experience and who had been years of wealth of knowledge across many geographical areas and the big fours as well as fortune entities. So one aspect of that is to really join MCA to create that worldwide entity from an Indian perspective, background of an Indian accountant's perspective, and also to be in the very niche market where we are well experienced with. So my joining formally with them was in 22, so where we had formally joined, and we've been operating since 2017 in terms of relationship relating to certain advisory aspects for them to go into the Saudi market. So formally the Saudi market was launched with the MCA brand in late 22, and then we kind of really lift it up in 23 and 24, and we are into a good path of establishing offices across Saudi. And me being almost 4 decades in Saudi, so it's been a great association for them to really participate in that kind of initial years and then step up the process of what they have achieved already in the other Gulf states, including UAE, where they achieved pretty much in the top 10 process. So Saudi being the biggest market and also being the very important market for the world, they being part of the G20 and with various giga projects. It's not even mega projects, it's giga projects in Saudi. So it becomes a lot more essential for a firm like us who are kind of having an all-round process, right from advisory in terms of putting the right structure in Saudi. In Saudi, it's pretty important. The country is highly matured in terms of its foreign direct investment. They've been opening up various sectors in their process. So right from in terms of bringing the organizations to structure it and put the right legal entity and also advise them, setting up the things, and then literally from there hand holding them to go into the path of operations and various advisory for them, both in countries compliances requirements, the tax requirements, the financial audit, bookkeeping. There are certain unique things in Saudi where you have to adopt in terms of the requirements relating to the books of accounts have to be in Arabic, as well as you have the country among the GCC, among the Middle East, it's one of the very oldest tax regimes. So Saudi has a very structured tax, and also they have a very structured zakat system of collecting the revenues in terms of the exchequer for the Saudi government. So these areas where we are very good at, and where we trying to go from the beginning of the business and all the way up to taking the companies into the operational mode and also hand holding them in various advisory and various consultancy professional services all across things, including the functions like we totally outsource for a lot of the financial functions, the IT operational functions, as well as a lot of the management and administrative functions. On top of it, we also been advising them in terms of the HR solutions, HR thing, very critical in Saudi, where currently there is a very big aspiration of the local market to get the local Saudi nationals, Saudi citizens to participate and also grow in the process of being, building the country with a very enormous young population. As you know, the country has like about a national population closer to 20 plus millions, and with an expat about almost 35-36 million. And especially among the Saudis, the younger population is more than 70%. So they are like below the age of 30, 25, and that's a big population where they are all getting into the mold of getting into the right education, different fields. And the Saudi government is very, very kind of accommodative and also encouraging the youngsters to go into different fields, get them trained, get them actually employed and participate in the country's process of building up, rather than trying to depend upon the expat workmanship. So this is one of the areas where we're also looking into getting a lot of training to the youngsters, getting also, and MCA has also got an academy. So we are taking all the practices what MCA achieved in the Middle East, in the rest of the countries, specifically in UAE. We actually going ahead with my own experience and expertise, as a person in Saudi, taking them into a deeper perspective in across Saudi Arabia. So we had recently put our big office in Riyadh. So and we also been employing quite a bit of folks and participating in various aspects and the growth journey in terms of Saudi taking to the next levels with the Vision 2030 from the His Royal Highness the Prince of put in through, and the efforts of the kingdom and the efforts of them to actually take them into the next levels, which we are literally kind of participating in a lot of areas. And also to various international business, we are very good in terms of the businesses across the US, business across the Europe, the businesses from India, China, a lot of places. So we're getting clients all across who wanted to participate in the growth journey of Saudi, who doing investments in Saudi, and also putting up a lot of relationship in terms of both the perspective on the corporate side, socio-economic side, and other all-around growth. So we actually giving them that flavor of Saudi, and also participating to get them to the business aspects, and so that they get to see the real growth story of Saudi, and also participate in the investment and the aspect of the growth of the country. I mean, basically it's a great opportunity for many firms. They are already having, a few are already having their relationship, their businesses, investments over many decades. Now Saudi has been opening out much wider for various sectors. So initially they had only opened out services sector and couple of other sectors as a 100% foreign direct investments. Now recently the 10th edition of the foreign direct investment paper. By the way, I had an opportunity to work in the first white paper of the foreign direct investment with Sheikh Bukshan, who was the Shura Council member, who had asked certain ideas and certain things to actually discuss relating to opening up foreign direct investment. So now they have matured into that aspect. I mean, this is happened somewhere in the early 90s. So now we have been seeing Saudi has grown and then opened out many sectors. So it's a services sector has been fully opened out, 100% foreign investment. They also opened out the manufacturing industrial perspective, and as well as the commercial perspective with certain element of additional capital requirements. So virtually like every sector has been opened out for 100% direct foreign investment, and as well as large participation of Saudi and the foreign collaborations, and pulling together a good corporate structure and also socio-economic process in terms of the all-round growth.
That's nice. That's nice, sir. So you've had your major area of expertise based out of Saudi. Can you draw parallels in terms of how Middle East as a market is, like UAE, and how Saudi as a market is for someone who wants to set up a business from UAE and to Saudi? What is one tidbit that you can give them?
See, technically Saudi has a lot of uniqueness. So which I actually tell many of them who kind of come with an approach, especially multinationals and folks who kind of come in the region, they kind of focus us into the UAE aspect, where UAE is having a free entrepreneurship in many areas, and they kind of modeling the same aspect in Saudi. And by the way, Saudi has far exceeded that.
Correct.
In fact, Saudi has put in together much more wider angle, much more participatory, much more electronic tech savvy, and as well as very uniqueness in terms of the market. And the volume and the size is like, you could say that it's Middle East market, especially the GCC market, they're almost like 70% or 80%. And the landscape is also 80%. the geography 80%, the population is pretty much like 80% of the GCC. So it's the biggest market, and also apart from the oil sector, they've been concentrating to grow many areas along with some good tech partners like you guys, where we see a lot of opportunities. Thank you, and nice for coming to us, to our office, and seeing us. And I think next time we would like to host you in the Saudi office as well.
Definitely.
And then talk more about it.
Definitely, sir. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
For this
Thank you.
Rajan sir, it was really nice meeting you over there earlier. Tell me a little bit more about the vertical that you lead.
I head the governance, risk and compliance vertical.
Okay.
And essentially it deals with it explains itself. Governance is generally understood. Corporate governance and business governance, and risk advisory. Risk is, most corporates have risk. So you look at risk advisory, advise them on the risk. Then compliances. Compliances could be internal and external, which is regulatory as well as policy procedure compliances. So that's about sums up. There are a lot of other subdivisions of it, like internal audit comes part of it, designing, organization, governance structures, policy procedures, and enterprise risk management. All this thing comes under the vertical. Yeah.
That's nice. So when did you join? How many years has it been since you joined MCA?
I'm here with MCA for 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah, I've been here for 4 years. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
4 good years, and
that's nice. So a long way to go.
Yeah, hopefully so.
That's nice. Thank you so much, sir, for this conversation. It was lovely talking to you.
Same here. Thank you so much.
So Lakshman, you're the senior most partner over here. Tell me, how did you join the firm, and where do you see the future, and what vertical you lead?
My association with the firm started about 2018 when MCA wanted to open office in Bahrain. And I already knew the founders then. And I was primarily in the financial services industry across the region, Bahrain, Oman and UAE. And I lived in Bahrain for 10 years around that time, and they wanted to open an office in Bahrain. That's the time when value-added tax was the first time being introduced in Bahrain, and MCA wanted to capture the opportunity of going beyond the shores of UAE. And that's how the journey started. I was running my own boutique consulting firm then. So I initially helped them in the operations of Bahrain office, setting it up and running it. And then 2020, post-COVID, just around the time, got an opportunity to be part of this. So I came in on 2021 to be precise, from 1st of January, been involved with the firm as a senior partner from there on. I take care of the advisory side of the business. The business is broadly split into audit, tax and advisory, keeping the Chinese walls, in terms of the business, which is what normally clients will look for. So pretty much on the advisory side, we do the strategy, the HR, the ESG, the corporate finance, all of those, ERP, tech, all of that comes under the advisory. Anything which doesn't fit into the audit and taxation part would come into the advisory in simple terms. That's the business I lead, which is where the new side of the business, because until then we were predominantly in audit and a bit of tax, and then a bit of consulting we were doing. So our focus has been from here on into really create an advisory practice, which is where there's a huge opportunity, and we've been growing there in that area.
That's nice. Do you see Bahrain's view of legislation and the way they deal with their compliances is very different from UAE, or are there similarities and the same?
I think if you look at the overarching, the GCC have certain understanding in terms of how the whole GCC economy needs to operate, and within each of those countries have their laws. Some of it would be pretty similar, but I think there is some distinction. I mean, if you take, for example, VAT as an example, the percentage may vary, but concept-wise, broadly, it would be the same. Of course, each country adapts it depending on their, requirements of how, it's required, keeping in mind the local economy and where the trade is happening or business is happening from. So that may vary.
That's nice. So thank you for this conversation. It was lovely talking to you, and really nice meeting you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.